Now we're going to have a look at the handicaps at the Cheltenham Festival. Obviously, it's quite early yet. We're waiting for the weights to come out. We will do an updated GG podcast once we have more of a grip on the handicaps. But we have Andrew Mount here who has some interesting stats. We've got Sam and myself. We'll run through the races and see what we can come up with. Obviously on Tuesday, we have the Ultima Handicap Chase and the Close Brothers Handicap Chase. Give Me a Copper has been all the rage after a very eye-catching run at Sandown for the Ultima Handicap Chase. Got the likes of Calypto, Janika in that race, Black Horton, others. Anything catch your eye on day one in those two handicaps, the Ultima, the Close Brothers?
Yeah, I was quite interested in last year's winner, GG.CO.UK for the Nick Williams yard.
Yeah.
He's only had 3 runners in this race previously. Rev de Civila was 3rd. Maljamar was 2nd when caught on the line.
Was he caught on the line?
Caught on the line by which is lineman under the ride of the century from AP McCoy, and of course GG.CO.UK last year 16-1 when I napped this one at a preview night, and then went off as the 5-1 favourite on the day.
Oh.
Well, it's
Klaxon.
It's on my GG column, so it's in writing. I can get away with that. But Nick Williams in general does really well in the handicaps at the Cheltenham Festival. He's had 25 runners, 2 winners, 33-1 and 5-1.
Flying Tiger being one of them.
That's right. And he's also had a further 8 horses who finished 2nd, 3rd or 4th. So backing Nick Williams runners each way in handicaps. You'll have to count Jane Williams in that now as well, because they've split the licence. They run in both names rather than just Nick's this time around. And seeing we've had the likes of Untempo 2 win this race in consecutive years and recently, I think GG.CO.UK might have been laid out for this. He's a 7-year-old in age group that does particularly well in this contest, and 16-1 could make some appeal if the ground's not too slow this time.
Good shout that. Give Me a Copper.
Yeah.
Just quick line. Give Me a Copper.
Yeah.
Very, very well regarded. Wasn't fully wound up at Sandown. Grand National's the ultimate aim, but they're looking to come here with a bit of success. Now, Paul Nicholls has never had any success in this Ultima handicap chase traditionally, but they're usually with horses that have been doing all their winning up to March and are handicapped out of it. So he's got a different type of profile, this horse, from the normal contenders. So he's certainly one that you want to be bearing in mind.
The Close Brothers Handicap Chase is really open. Clondalk Castle is just about the market leader for the Inform Tom George stable. He was quite impressive at Huntingdon last time out the other day. You've got the likes of Prava Laguna bolted up in his last 2 races. Articulum he was very impressive as well. The last time out he absolutely thrashed Campeador. We don't really know what's going to run here, but did anything catch your eye in the Close Brothers?
Yeah, there was a couple. Another Crick who won at Kempton recently.
Yes,
Williams, isn't it? Yeah, he did well to win from off the pace that day, a track that traditionally favours pace, won by 13 lengths. Now, I think he's gone up £12 to a mark of 136.
That'll get him in.
Might not get him in. I think last year Mr. Whitaker just scraped in off 137. So it wouldn't have got him in every year, but if he does get in, he'd get my vote. And Goodman Pat was quite interesting as well for Alan King. He was 3rd to Bag's Groove at the same Kempton meeting. That was the Pendle Novices Chase, a Grade 2 contest. He jumped like an absolute pig on the first circuit. And you thought he was going to be pulled up or fall here, but he warmed to it as the race went on. And he came there looking briefly threatening. Ended up finishing just over 5 lengths behind the winner. But I think with a bigger field, stronger pace, then Goodman Pat of 139 could well make his mark in the Close Brothers.
There you go. Goodman Pat, if he can brush up his jumping, would have a big chance. Okay, let's move on to Wednesday, where we've got 2 big handicaps, the Coral Cup and the Fred Winter Juvenile Hurdle. The Coral Cup, it looks like Uradel has been absolutely laid out for the race. You've got the likes of Getaway Trump. He's been there around 14-1, but he might run over short. You've got Big Time Dancer, the Lanzarote Hurdle winner. One I like if he goes for it, although he'd be carrying top weight there. Call Me Lord. Whatever Call Me Lord runs in, I want to back him. Anything in the Coral Cup? Well,
the Getaway Trump that you mentioned, I think they might reroute him to this. I think
a bit outpaced, wasn't he, in a bit fair?
Yeah, and the track position wasn't great, and I don't think Harry Cobden would claim it was his finest hour. If I'm honest, he rode 1 or 2 beautiful races on the day, but that probably wasn't one of them. As Al Dancer nipped up the inner, and he went the wide route, which often does pay to take that route at Ascot. I think the step up in trip would be ideal for him. He's got a good sharp turn of foot as well off a good pace, and the Nicholls team have enjoyed a fair bit of success in the Coral Cup before now. Obviously, Petit Swan won it with a similarly inexperienced horse. So I think he's a very interesting contender if they do choose to go down that route.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you feel about the Coral Cup?
A couple of interesting ones. Old Guard for Paul Nicholls. Now, he has run well in this race previously. He missed the festival last year because of soft ground. He's also in the county hurdle. I'll be more interested in him for that event.
Right.
He needs a big field in the Lunatic Gallop. He was placed under a big weight in the Greatwood earlier this year, despite challenging more towards the inside where the ground was slower. So whichever race he goes in, I'll be backing Old Guard each way. And Eric LaRouge, again, for the yard of Jane Williams.
Yes.
Now, this one keeps winning narrowly from the front under Chester Williams. And I know the Coral Cup...
He's starting to look a bit more polished recently, Chester.
Yeah, I mean, he's
getting... been hard on him, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of punters were hard on him. Often they were punters who had horses in the yard. But he is improving with experience. And this one keeps, only going up a few pounds for winning narrowly, but suggesting he's got plenty more to come. And again, the Williams yard have had 4 runners in this race previously, placed horses at 20 to 1 and 16 to 1, 4 non-stop, who was set to finish second when he fell at the last, and another one 33 to 1 who was 9th of 28. So that they don't just sort of throw entries at the handicaps willy-nilly. No. They tend to target them and go there with a realistic chance. So Eric LaRouge maybe, but particularly Old Guard.
Okay, the Fred Winter is obviously going to be a very, very tricky race, but I've just absolutely fallen in love with Band of Outlaws. I mean, he showed a brilliant turn of foot in his maiden hurdle at Limerick, and I thought if he can just repeat that against better horses, he's going to be a damn good horse. And then next time out after that, he did the exact same thing. He's very, very impressive turn of foot. He's around about the 8 to 1 mark, so he's been pretty much found in the market. Another one I like in the...
I was going to say, there's your problem, because 6 of the last 7 winners were between 25 to 1 and 40 to 1. It's been...
There's only Diego de Charmille who's sort of obliged at the head of the market, and he was perhaps lucky to.
Yeah.
Remain de Sanam was patiently ridden and 2 fell at the last, which would have beaten him.
Probably a race just to see how the field forms, see what way the weights come out. Another one.
Joseph probably has a stranglehold on the race, doesn't
Gardens
he?
of Babylon.
Gardens of
really
Babylon.
Nice type, isn't he?
Yeah.
Another nice mare called Surin, whose form ties in very closely with Gardens of Babylon. She'd be very interesting on the day as well if she did run in that race.
And I thought Fine Brunello as well got a very nice ride with a view to the juvenile handicap.
A view to the future.
One thing we often hear on the Cheltenham preview nights and the run up to the festival is that side with good recent form, last time out winners do particularly well. I mean, that was a good start for the Pertemps final. I think 7 out of the last 16 winners were a winner on their most recent start. But it's been completely different in the Fred Winter in recent years. And what's happened, you tend to find a horse who's had 3 runs over hurdles, often winning the first or second of those, and then having a bit of an easy hunted round the back of the field in a grade 2 or grade 3 at the second or third time out, just to get it off a good handicap mark. Now, since 2011, so 8 renewals, last time out winners are 1 from 43 in the Fred Winter. Those who finished second or third last time out are 0 from 77.
Drop in knowledge.
Now, if you just backed anything who was 4th or worse last time out and had been ridden patiently on its latest start, you'd be up £125 to a £1 level stake. Now, Gordon Elliott's won this twice with big price runners with a similar profile. So look for the 3 runs in hurdles, look for the win early, and then look for the unplaced effort last time out, and that's what you're sort of going for here.
Didn't there used to be a great stat with a change of headgear or any level of headgear that was tried, either a tongue tie, visor pieces or something? They produced, I think that stat produced a number of decent price winners as well.
In the same race?
Yeah. So just keep an eye on headgear switches, etc.
Yeah, okay, so with the Fred Winter, you need to have a look at the profile of the horse, really, and we'll try and make...
Yeah, Course Sublime for the Gordon Elliott yard is one of the ones who fits the profile of his previous winners.
Yeah. Has he ran since he fell?
Has done a good figure as well, that one.
Yeah, no, he's a nice one, yeah, for sure. The Fred Winter is a little bit of a shark-infested water. We don't quite know what, but I think Mounty's given you the path to victory.
And another thing we should be mentioning as well is with the handicaps, betting anti-post is fraught with danger. Okay, you might nick a few points over the best early price on the day, but with some firms going to be paying sort of 5, 6, even 7 places. William Hill for the Saturdays and the over jumps this year, there were 7 places in a 16-runner race, the Ida, the other day. So getting involved too early is perhaps not the way to go.
48-hour decks as well this year. So early on in the week, if horses have got double entries and they don't turn up in one on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, more than likely they're going to run on the Thursday, the Friday.
That's going to help us
probably
out a lot,
get yourself ahead of the game there as well. So something to look out for.